So I'm sitting here with the very talented Ian Sharar.
Hey.
Am I saying that right?
Share,
Ian?
but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Nobody's ever said it right.
No one ever says it
Ever.
right. Anyway, Ian is a very talented cinematographer. He's worked for me on several of my projects, and he's a good friend of mine. So, Ian, this is the first episode of the Texas Filmmakers little thing I'm doing here, just interviewing people.
Okay.
That's in the Dallas and Texas film industry for the most part. Maybe we'll grab some people out of Louisiana one of these days. You never know.
Right.
But anyway, you just got married.
Yep.
And wanted to give you this little gift.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
That's exactly what that is.
You want me to open it?
That's up to you.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. So it's for me and Madison. Okay.
Yeah, it's for you and your new wife.
All right.
And this was on your list of things to buy.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So
That's beautiful.
I hope
Nobody's gotten that for me yet. You don't know how bad I've wanted one. That's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited. Appreciate it, boss. Give me one of these.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right.
So Ian, you've worked on hundreds of music videos, documentaries, feature films, short films, and I mean, you've worked on everything.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of music videos.
Not hundreds. I'm up there in
approaching 100.
Yeah. I'm approaching 100. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. So what was the last one you worked on, and how did it go?
The last one I actually did was for the JC All Stars called Never Doubt Me. It was shot here in Dallas, and it turned out really awesome. It hasn't been released yet, but it's about to. I'm really excited about it. It looks really good.
Really? Where'd you guys? Is that the one you guys shot downtown Dallas?
Yeah. We shot at this bar. Man, I can't remember the name of the bar, but it's a really cool bar, really cool location. We only had like 7 hours to shoot it, so it was pretty rushed, but like it came out really nice.
Now I remember on that one you were running like 4 or 5 cameras at the same time.
Yeah. It was kind of ridiculous, but it definitely worked out in the end. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters is what you come out with at the end. So I think it worked out.
Yeah, and you actually edited that thing.
Yeah, I edited it too because there was other people who were interested in editing it, but once they saw how much footage it was, I mean, I had over 70 video tracks just on that one music video. So
wow.
it was a ridiculous amount of work.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And just from working with you, I know you set up most of your lighting. You work with Matt, so you're unlike some of the DPs I work with, you kind of take over the role as gaffer sometime and kind of just tell people where you want lights, and you kind of have your own style of lighting. And I know being a run and gun filmmaker like yourself, you do it more guerrilla style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes it's just a lot easier to do it myself, tweak a light or whatever myself without having to try to explain, oh, you just need to turn it a little bit more this way or something like that. So I do get, hands-on in there, and I don't mind it at all. Honestly, I prefer it. That way it's how I want it exactly. Sometimes it doesn't turn out right, but,
Yeah, but I guess when you're lighting, you light different when you're doing music videos versus like a feature film, or
yeah, that's something I've been working on because I've done so many music videos and stuff like that where you get to be more artsy with it, like things that don't really make sense. And so when I've been transitioning over into films, I've been trying to light more realistically, not so like, oh look, blue gel here, red gel here, kind of stuff. I've been trying to actually light how it would look in real life, except better.
Right. That's awesome. So, how'd you get started as a cinematographer?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I started pretty young, not as a cinematographer though. More as a photographer and special effects type stuff. Like around the time I was like 12 or 13, started getting into special effects and editing and stuff like that. But I never really took it seriously. Not until I was like 19 was like my first internship at a place called Texas Filmmakers, located in Denton.
Yeah.
And it was really awesome learning experience, and he let me shoot stuff. And
Josh Butler.
Yeah, it was Josh Butler runs that, and he runs Thin Line Film Fest nowadays. But he actually let me shoot stuff, and then he started teaching me like the basics and stuff like that, and I really got interested into it. I didn't want to edit anymore at that point.
Right.
I was like, man, this shooting stuff is a lot more fun. So worked there for a while, got pretty experienced, and then I bought my own gear, started shooting stuff, and then it really started getting kind of hard to actually get gigs and, you know, get out there and stuff like that. So I almost gave up, but right as I almost did, I got a call to DP for a local studio, and then that's when I got exposed to, you know, shooting things professionally, commercials, music videos, you know, on a much higher budget than I was used to.
Right.
And so after that, everything just sort of fell into place.
Now, did you start off with shooting on film, or has it always been digital?
It's always been digital for me. I feel pretty lucky about that, honestly. I didn't have to make a transition and stuff like that. But a lot of people tell me, you know, you still need to get experience on film cameras and that kind of stuff. And I agree with that. I've done a little bit with film since, but I don't see myself ever switching to film.
Yeah, no, I seen that Super 8 out at your studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you ever...
I would like to shoot something on that, honestly. I really would. Just for the artistic element of it. It could be used artistically. Like, maybe you shoot the whole film digitally except for, like, flashback scenes and use that Super 8. You know, stuff like... I would love to try something like that, you know.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, the last time you and I worked together was on the trailer for Lucky Man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did some pretty cool stuff with a car rig and you know, shooting out on location in a convertible Cadillac. Tell me a little bit more. Was that the first time you ever done anything like that?
It wasn't the first time, but I'm definitely not that experienced with it. I've done it a few times now, but usually in that kind of situation, it's usually on a much higher budget where there's people there to do it for me.
Right.
So I've never really had to have the experience of doing it. And
Right.
that's one of the luxuries I've had that not a lot of other people have had. Is I went straight from, you know, nobody camera op to DPing this big stuff, and so I've missed a lot of the, you know, training with the basic stuff. And I don't know what half the lights are called. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But luckily I always have a crew with me who stands by me, and they'll listen to what I'm saying, and then they'll say, hey Ian, you know, I know how to do this, do you want to try that, you know, stuff
Right.
like that. So it was a lot of fun doing that.
So when you're shooting a shot like that, you know, you got something going in and out of focus all the time because the car is never in a static position.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it? How difficult is that keeping the frame in focus when you're shooting like that?
I mean, on the actual car mounts, it's not that hard because it pretty much stays stationary. It just jitters, and there's not a lot you can do about that.
Right.
Actually, like following the car, like in the back of a truck or something like that, that's the more difficult stuff. But luckily, I've had a lot of experience doing that
Right.
on music videos. You know, I mean, you know, somebody's driving a Ferrari down the street, you know, so I gotta film it. You know, so I've done that a lot. So I'm really easy, you know, used to that.
You know, it brings up another subject. You know, you're one of the few DPs that you know, I call a natural focuser.
I appreciate that.
You know, when I watch you operate the camera, you're a DP operator.
Yeah, definitely.
So you know, you got that unique ability to just keep everything in focus, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really cool.
I appreciate it. I mean, that's why I usually consider myself, I mean, the titles are all like irrelevant, but when somebody asks me what I do, I say cinematographer instead of DP. Because
Right.
DP implies that you don't camera op, you don't focus pull, you just, you know, tell people where to put lights and design shots and stuff like that. But I do more than that. You know, I like to be the guy on the camera. I like to be the guy focusing while I'm operating, while I'm DPing. To me, that just brings it all into a whole separate thing, which I would call a cinematographer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there any times that you could see an advantage of using a first AC in anything?
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely come in handy before. Definitely when I don't have time to do something, you know, and get lenses, switch out cards. There's been a few times where having a focus puller was a lot easier because of the rigs we were on, and so I just couldn't, you know, focus, and so having a first AC was essential. But for the most part, I don't necessarily need it. I mean, shooting as much low budget stuff as I have, it's more of, you know, it's not necessary for me anymore.
Right. So, what do you got going on now? I know you're working on some stuff with Matthew JC.
Oh yeah,
doing a kind of a I think it's a reality TV show or something.
Doing a few of those, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I really can't get too deep into stuff, but we got a lot of documentaries coming up, a couple reality shows, finishing up season 1 of a talk show we've been shooting for the past year or so that's exciting.
Cool.
Hopefully a couple more actual feature films this year, you know, narrative style. That'd be cool. I really enjoy that, and just a lot of stuff that I can't really confirm or deny at this point.
I understand that. So, I know I got you scheduled to work with me on the Lucky Man coming up this summer.
Really excited about that.
Which is gonna be cool. You and I are gonna be working together again. You know, this is the way I've envisioned this movie is to be more of a, you know, not so much the time period is going to be in the '60s, but I'm kind of going for that '60s color.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I know we're gonna do a lot of that in post, but you know, just imagine a lot of neon and a lot of you know, just desert backdrop.
Absolutely.
So, how have you put a lot of any thought into that? You know, what you're gonna.
You know, I figured we just have a meeting coming up soon before the shoot, so we can sit down, me and you, and talk about the color palette that you want to go with, the style, especially when it comes to cinematography. A lot of the cinematography, in my eyes, has to do with the director too.
Yeah.
You know, like what kind of shots do they want? What do they want to represent in the shot? You know, do they want to represent loneliness? You know, stuff like that. So that's a conversation you and I need to sit down and have, so we can figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I rely on you guys to, you know, to take my ideas and make them pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm good at, you know, directing and you know, getting the talent, getting what I want out of talent, you know, and you know, getting the shots that I want. But you know, as far as, you know, making the picture pretty, you know, I look to you to make that happen for me.
And that's my favorite part. I love just making, you know, a pretty image. I love doing that. So
yeah.
You know.
So, you know, the folks seeing this right now can't see who's behind the camera, but we actually have Matt here as well.
Matt's operating the camera.
So, how long have you and Matt been a team?
Oh, man, since the beginning. Well, not since the very beginning. Like, not when I was like 12 or 13, but when I was probably about 19. You know, we've been childhood friends since I was like 10 years old. And, you know, we didn't hang out a lot during high school and stuff, but afterwards we started talking again, we started hanging out again, and we would just sit out late at night talking about, man, you know, I want to make a movie, and I want to make a movie. And then we just started throwing movie ideas out, and we said, screw it, we're just going to do it. And so we did end up making a 10-minute short film out of all those ideas.
Right.
And that was really the introduction that, you know, we could, like, do this for real. Why don't we try that? And so, I mean,
he's All Grown Up Productions was.
No, that was years later.
That was years later.
Yeah. Well, years, like it's that far, but yeah, like that was
right.
Like
You're only like 26.
25, about to be 26 this month, actually. Holy crap! Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I'll see if I can get you some coffee to go with that.
Yeah.
That new coffee machine.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be so awesome. Appreciate that.
Well, you know, I know you work lots of long hours, so you know,
oh, yeah.
Coffee never is a bad thing.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I think it'd be a healthy alternative to all the sodas I drink. So
yeah, those rock stars are.
Yeah, the energy drinks. I think I'm destroying my body. So some coffee might be good for me.
Exactly. Well, anyway, this is folks. This is Ian Sharar. He's my cinematographer, and he's a freelance cinematographer here in Dallas. And this guy's awesome. So you know, I hope if anybody's watching this can get in touch with you. You got a website, Ian?
I do. It's a little weird though. It's ian.allgrownuppictures.com. It's like, you know, we have our film company, All Grown Up Pictures. It's just a sub, you know, address off of that. So.
Well, you're on Facebook as well. Right?
I am on Facebook. Find me, Ian Sharar, IANSHARAR.
Anyway, Ian Sharar.
Hey.